Hi, welcome to Think Tech. We are raising public awareness about technology, energy, diversity, and globalism. This show is Center Stage. I'm your host, Donna Blanchard, very proud managing director of Kumukuhua Theater. And we are coming to you live from our new studio in Pioneer Plaza in the heart of downtown Honolulu, very near Kumukuhua Theater. I'm excited to tell you that our guest today is Sachiko Slomoff from Think Tech, and we're going to get to her in just a moment. First, I want to tell you that we stream our shows every weekday from noon to 5 on ustream.tv and Spreaker.com, and you can always find us on thinktechhawaii.com. You can find all of our shows archived on YouTube. Let's get to Sachiko Slomoff, otherwise known as Sachi, our studio manager here.
Hey.
Hey, Sachi, I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Oh my God, me too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We can have our first taste of wine. All right, now that we've
So
had that moment
classy.
together.
Okay.
I'm so excited to talk to you because I see you almost every morning here.
Right, every morning.
When I do my regular daily news and you have your not so regular news. Is it just
Yeah.
monthly? It seems like you do it more often.
Yeah, it's
than that.
monthly.
Oh, okay.
Monthly. Radar News.
I look forward to them so much then.
Did it this morning.
So I see you for those, and I know that you are a filmmaker, that you're a dancer. I know that you have your finger on the pulse of everything that is going on in this town, as far as you do, as far as the arts are concerned, that are probably not on anyone's radar who's 40 and over. You're a good go-to for all of that. Yeah. I wouldn't say you're like a club girl or anything, but you're like a professional version of a club girl.
Thank you. I'll take that. Yeah, I just like the community here a lot, and a lot of my friends are very involved too. And
yeah, that's how you have your finger on the pulse. It's the society you keep. Yeah.
Totally.
So let's talk first about what you are working on right now.
Okay. Well, upcoming on Friday, Kia Dance Movement is the dance troupe I'm in, and we're performing at Kakako Agora 5 to 9, and I'm the visual arts director of that, which I'm super stoked about, and I get to work with a lot of really talented people, and I feel so humbled by everybody because everyone's so talented and stuff, but yeah, that's going on.
So you're performing in it as well. You're a dancer.
Yeah.
And the visual, what?
Visual arts director.
The visual arts director. What's
Yeah.
entailed in that?
So I'm helping to direct the actual projections that are going to happen during the show, during our performance, and helping to kind of manage the video installation that's going to be looping during the entire thing.
Oh, okay. So that's a long time you're not going to be dancing that entire time. There's a lot going on. What can we expect on Friday night? Because I'm totally going.
Yeah, it'll be really fun when you're there. We have Aya's Nama who's performing, and she's my friend Emily. She's performing, and she's kind of like a Bjork. I think of her like that. But we have her. We have other dance performances by spatial sculptors, who you saw.
Who I just saw on Saturday.
Yeah, and we also have Taimani Gardner, who's amazing, and a live artist, MC, who's my friend too, who's gonna be doing live art. During the performance.
A live artist MC.
Live artist. Her name's MC.
Her name is MC. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
and a lot of DJs too.
All right. You know, you're all live artists. So what is the distinction when you call someone a live artist?
A live artist.
What's the definition of that?
Well, as far as MC, I think I haven't actually talked to her in a bit, but she's going to be doing it like while the whole event's going on. So it's going to be like
painting?
Art that she's developing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And you can see some of her stuff around town too.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay. She is one of the muralists in Kaka'ako?
I know she does some wheat pasting, and she's a ceramic teacher.
What is wheat pasting?
It's kind of like a new form of like street art, and you use wheat, like flour, I think, and you get your art, and then it's just kind of like a temporary way to put up something in urban environments. So it's kind of like guerrilla art in a way.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested to
We
see
can
that.
do one day together.
Awesome.
Donna and Sachi forever.
But it won't be forever.
Right,
'Cause
well, for that moment.
For that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spatial Sculptors, I saw they are a dance group, but their work is not choreographed. It's not precisely choreographed. It's more free-flowing and, I don't know, intuitive.
I think so.
The
yeah.
work that you're doing, the work that you're doing is choreographed, or is it loosely choreographed?
We have a structured vocabulary, but it's all improvised. So we kind of have a basic structure of what we're doing, but like how we end up actually doing it during the performance is kind of interpretive.
Okay, you have the vocabulary. I like that. Your hair's getting on the microphone just a
Oh,
little bit.
did Zuri tell you that? I'm
No,
so sorry.
I heard it.
Oh.
They heard it too.
Okay, sorry guys.
Okay, so that's Friday evening from 5 to 9 at Kaka'ako Agora.
Yes.
And parking is mayhem down there, but we're just telling people to get there early and just drive around, just keep it going, and you will find something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth it.
Totally worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have an after party at 11:44 too.
Oh, nice.
Which will be cool,
Oh,
which you can get
back
into
up
for
here.
free if you have the little pass.
Chinatown,
From there.
11:44. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a good party. Okay, what else are you working on? Let's talk about your Radar News.
Okay.
Okay, so this endeavor that you do, what are the steps that you go through to create this product?
Well, it started off with Jay asking, who's over there, said, hey, why don't you do like a little news segment thing? And I was like, oh my God, no, I'm like always behind the camera. That's like where I feel like I belong more usually. But he kind of got me out of my shell a bit and said like, oh yeah, no, you should totally do something. So Radar News is just like a, kind of like a little summary of things that are going on in the month. Sometimes I get a little dorky in it, and I usually try to talk about technology a bit, or just things that are interesting. Like the one we taped today was about Mauna Kea, like how they're doing construction on it, or they just started doing construction again, and this AI robot that has emotional intelligence now called Pepper. And yeah, I just come in the studio in the morning, usually just Zuri and me, and we just read the prompter and kind of improvise a little bit sometimes, and it's all recorded live, and then it just goes out. So none of it's edited, but
Okay.
a lot of work goes into it.
When you say read the prompter, you're writing all of that.
Yeah,
And
so
you're
writing the
writing,
copy.
You're choosing the stories that speak to you. Do you purposely go after technology stories rather than what's going on in the film industry?
Yeah, well, I try to aim a little bit with technology because like Jay requested that. That's part of it, and it's also kind of what we're about for Think Tech.
Sure.
Yeah, and the other stories I do, I try to just find things that, like the AI story I did. My thesis in college was about how we're kind of becoming cyborgs and stuff. So for me, like anything that's related to robots is really interesting and cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear more about that.
Okay. I think I got into it because there's this TED Talk about cyborg anthropology, and I was just like slowly realizing how much we're integrated with internet and our machines, and just like the idea of cyberspace and how it's like a space that we almost get into, but is still something we need devices for right now. And because I majored in human geography at the University of Oregon, so for me, space and like how space shapes people, that's kind of like how I see the world a lot. So for me, cyberspace was this entirely different kind of realm of space that I didn't really understand, but I could see it affecting everybody. So,
God, you're blowing my mind. How space shapes people.
Yes, how space affects people, and yeah, shapes. Like think about one thing that kind of turned me onto geography was the idea that natural disasters have no boundaries. So it's kind of like there's this myth of the nation state also, but think about it, if a big hurricane or a big drought happens in a specific area, if different countries have different ways to rule or govern, then they have to actually, because of a natural disaster, they have to work together. But it's weird because usually they see themselves as separate, but really we're all of this planet, and we're all, we're not really bound by space, but we tend to think we are.
Yes.
And
Okay.
also like how we, like the different places we interact with, like you at the theater, or me here, or when I go out and visit friends or something, like each space kind of has its own character, I think, and then it kind of opens up new possibilities for you, or it kind of leads you down certain paths and stuff. And
Okay.
so it's kind of like, I don't know, a lot of people think of geography, they usually think like, oh, capitals, like, do you know the capital of Minnesota or something? But
yeah.
for me, that's like natural geography more so. But for me, human geography is more about like how people are involved with that too.
Okay. Is that any, did you incorporate into that any thoughts about the quantum theory of non-local interconnectivity?
What was that?
Okay, no. Okay, the idea that we are all connected via quantum theory, that energy is all connected, and this is why there's like an idea whose time has come, and people on opposite ends of the globe will come up with the same theory at the same time.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I haven't gotten that far.
I get some books for you.
Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be really cool.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
So that is really interesting. We're still talking about, now we're still talking about stuff that you do in front of the camera. So let's talk about how that relates to dance.
Okay, how what relates to dance?
Space.
Like space.
The space that you
Oh,
in
well,
the-
you know what's really cool? Keia, so Keia means in Hawaiian, this. So it's Keia dance movement, so it's this dance movement. So it's whatever is in front of you. And whatever is in front of you has no kind of clear, like, space for it. It can be anywhere, right?
Okay.
You
Yes.
kind of like follow me for like
Yeah,
a little bit.
I'm with you.
I'm
I'm
going to go
there.
down that rabbit hole.
I'm with you.
So like a part of what Kia is about is being in the community also, and being in public spaces too.
Mhm.
And like Lisa Wai, who's our director, she's really into urban planning, and so I think that affected like our kind of mission and stuff. So we practiced in Kakako, the waterfront park, for a bit, and we've also practiced in people's lobbies and stuff. But I guess how space affects Keia or dance, that's kind of like being able to liberate an action or a practice in space. Like usually I think people think of dance as something that needs to be like either private or you're doing it at a club, or it's like certain spaces are designated for dance.
Sure.
And we're kind of trying to help like liberate that idea that you can just dance wherever, you can express yourself wherever.
Okay, I have two thoughts about that. One is when I went to see the spatial sculptors, it was International Water Day, and we started off at the spring right by the Blaisdell, and there is a Kaka'ako stream. Now, most of it is underwater, flowing to Kewalo Basin. And the dancers followed that, dancing, just sort of being water and whatever that meant to them, their vocabulary of water.
Right.
And it was joyful, and it was kind of melancholy at times, but we went through Ward Warehouse, and there were
Really? Ward Warehouse?
We had to stop for traffic lights and interact with people, and kids and people who were like, I don't know what's going on. We kind of got kicked out of the Blaisdell, the center area there between the arena and the concert hall.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very very, very cool to see dance in those spaces that we don't normally see them, and everyone was affected. Traffic they didn't know what was going on, what are these people doing, but it was really joyful to see that kind of movement. And it wasn't just when they were doing these grand jetés, across an intersection. It sometimes was when they were just hopping and being silly and
Wow.
very, very, very
That's so
cool stuff.
Yeah.
But also it makes me think about, as an actor, we almost always are creating our actions and interactions in an imagined space. I'm not interacting with, if we're in a scene together and you're playing my daughter, I'm not interacting with my daughter in this theater, which would be very, very different, but I'm interacting with you in our home or wherever the scene takes place. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we kind of, you're aware of an audience that's there, but a lot of what we do is mentally creating the space that we're in and ignoring the reality of the space, or at least pushing it to the side.
Whoa. Whoa. No, that's really cool.
Just blew your mind. And on that note, we're at the 15-minute mark.
Oh, wow, that went really fast.
Ah! I love it when people say that.
Thanks, Donna.
Sure. We're going to go to our first break now as I kick over the wires down below me. We're going to be right back. You're watching Center Stage on the Think Tech Hawaii digital series, and I am talking with Sachiko Slomoff. We'll be right back.
Here's the deal. I'm Jay Fidel. I'm the host of Hawaii, the State of Clean Energy, which is the Energy Policy Forum's program on Wednesday. That's how we call Wednesday Energy Wednesday. We call it Energy Wednesday every Wednesday. Are you surprised? Okay, and we try to get guys like Jim Alberts here from Hawaiian Electric who can tell us what's really going on in energy. We want to be informed. It's so important. It's the most important initiative in our state. Clean energy is major, okay? And that's how we cover it on this show. That's the deal. What do you think, Sharon?
I think that's great. That's why we're here every Wednesday from 4 to 5, and we hope you all join us so we can hear people like Jim coming on our show and co-host Ray Starley from Hawaii Energy.
Okay, Jim, you've been here today. You've seen this. You heard what she said. What do you think?
I think it's a tremendous opportunity for people to come together and talk about the issues. Oftentimes, there isn't a good forum to bring these key issues out into the public, and this is a tremendous way to go about it. And the activity of this show is essential to keep talking about energy because, as you said, it's such an essential part of our lives that we need to pay attention to it and we need to think about the future.
Okay, Ray, your turn.
Well, this is a special time in the history of Hawaii where we're making some pretty radical changes in the way we use energy and generate energy. And this show is the one place you can count on coming to every Wednesday and hearing something about the latest issues that are on the table, being discussed, that will affect us all going forward. So come join us, and if you have some ideas you want to share with us about energy, give us a call and let us know. We'll put you up here and let you talk for an hour. So come see us.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Jim. It's great to be, from Think Tech's point of view, it's great to have this show. We love the show. It's our most important show. So come around and listen to us 4 to 5 on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hi, we're back and we're live. This is Center Stage on the Think Tech Hawaii digital series. I'm Donna Blanchard, your host and proud managing director of Kumukuhui Theater. And I'd like to let you know if you would ever like to come down and join us in the studio like Jay Fidel is doing today, you can. All you need to do is email Jay, that's Jay, J-A-Y, at thinktechhawaii.com. I'm talking with Sachiko Slomoff, Sachi, who is our studio manager. I always want to, I'm terrible at titles, but yeah, our studio manager here at Think Tech, but also there's a whole world of art that you are involved in that I find so interesting. Because I think a lot of times people think there's nothing new in the world of art. This is what it is, and you know, there is theater. There are a lot of shows that have been performed for years and years and years. There's ballets, you know, there's the Nutcracker and Sleeping Beauty as far as the shows go. There's, you know, South Pacific and Fiddler on the Roof, and there's operas, there's Aida, and, you know, several others that aren't coming to mind right now. But really the root of art is in something new. Yeah, so I think we forget that there are new forms of art being created all of the time, like following a group of dancers as they're dancing down sidewalks and streets and climbing around trees. That's really cool. I wish you would have.
I wish I was there too, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so let's finish up with, now let's talk about what you are doing behind the camera.
Okay.
What do you do? What does your job entail here at ThinkTech?
Well, here at ThinkTech, so I'm the studio manager. I usually just like invite guests in, help make them feel comfortable, and we have like between 4 to 5 shows every day, so it can get kind of like chaotic, like oh all these new people are coming in and out, but and I work the cameras, the audio, and I coordinate with Zuri, who's our broadcast engineer, who's back there right now.
Studio overlord is what I like to call her.
Does she like that?
She likes that.
Okay. But yeah, I'm back there and just helping make sure the studio and everybody in it is feeling okay.
Okay, yeah. So, and there's a lot of responsibility in that because you got to stay tuned in to what they're doing. And I think sometimes that's very difficult to stay tuned in while you have to sit there and be quiet and you don't necessarily have anything to do actively other than pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a huge variety of shows that happen here at ThinkTech.
There's so many.
There's a huge variety. What do you find here that you enjoy that kind of surprises you?
The things that I kind of enjoy here. Well, for me, like just even working at ThinkTech, I feel like it's actually kind of reinvigorated my belief in Hawaii a little bit. I was talking about this with somebody else the other day, but when I came back to Hawaii from Seattle, I wasn't really thinking that Hawaii was going to be all that much more exciting than things I honestly was doing on the mainland. I was like, oh, this is home. It's just going to be like beaches. My friends are super awesome, but I didn't really know or think that anything was really going on that would excite me. And just being here at ThinkTech, we get so many different people, like artists on your shows have always like really inspired me actually, and scientists and like just like things that are going on right now, that kind of thing. I feel like a lot of people in Hawaii are a little bit tuned out and in their own worlds, and for me, just the fact that I work here, it's kind of like it in a way forces me to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, it like makes me have to think about the things that are going on, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about doing the news. It forces me to really listen. You have to really listen if you're going to regurgitate the information. You know,
Right.
you have to really listen to it in a different way.
Yeah, I learned so much from your news too. I'm like, oh, that's going on in Paris. What? FIFA? But yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And I won't ask you what you don't like about working here because
there's so many
okay, so what else? But you work in film other than when you are here. What other kind of projects do you have going on?
Right now?
Yeah.
Or
Anything right now?
Well, not right now. Like, KU is my biggest focus. Or just like getting all the visuals together, helping people who are working on it get it together,
Yeah.
and editing, and my friend Zach Harris is. We've been working at Huge Productions a lot. Sorry,
You're fine.
something was going on.
There you go.
But yeah, that's our main project right now. But I'm hoping to connect to some more filmmakers and producers after this to kind of like get a little bit more involved in the filmmaking.
In filmmaking.
Side of things here.
Specifically, what part of filmmaking? I mean, that's a broad topic. Are you more into actual filming, editing, the producing?
Producing, for sure. Yeah, I love like helping get people together and coordinate things and make sure everyone like knows where to go and like make sure everyone feels comfortable. Like in a weird way, kind of like this job I have here as a studio manager. But yeah, I really like producing, and I was a line producer in Seattle for this little web series called Elixir too, and that kind of the director Matt Campos kind of took a chance on me and let me go on board with that, and that like really taught me a lot about like that this is what I want to do, you know. But yeah, I like producing a lot. It's cool. It's
Okay, well, producing is kind of, it's an organizational thing, it's a manager job, but it's also kind of a nurturing thing, I think, from what I've seen. The people who do it best are the ones who really want to make sure that all the pieces come together in the best way possible for everyone involved. That's the best, so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, nurturing.
Are there any other projects that you're working on? Yeah, nurturing.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, no, I remember like Hankins, when she came in, she was talking about how like her strategy kind of changed from like kind of more like maybe a little more straight to nurturing, because she found out that that was what she found people wanted most in a producer.
Yeah, Dana Hankins, and she brought a really wonderful feminine energy into a traditionally masculine job and figured out, this is what I took from it, these are not her words, so I don't want to put words in her mouth, but it sounded to me like she figured out that what she brought to the table as a woman really, really turned the tables for a lot of people, including herself, when she realized that's my job, that's who she is. Yeah. And, you know, and so much in the world is traditionally male dominated.
Yeah.
And I think, and you know, I'm a 50-year-old woman, so I've been around for a little while, and I've seen a lot of, myself included, women try to fit into a male-dominated world because we didn't know what not being masculine means. So if I'm going to try to fit into your world, then I have to bring that masculine energy, and it's kind of magical when you realize that your God-given persona.
Can just be how you are, though. You don't have to fit into
when you find that is, it's not only you don't have to be something different, but it really behooves the project, the company, the people that you're working with to just be that. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, like I minored in queer studies at Oregon, so just like we talked a lot about like gender, identity, and sexuality and stuff like that. That really interests me. Like I remember I was reading something about how Virginia Woolf was considered one of the first female authors who kind of, you could really tell she wasn't trying to sound like a male author. She was kind of, something was different about her, where you could just see her voice was uniquely kind of feminine in a way, or just in her own experience. And
without being, it was feminine, but it was strong. Yeah. You know, we traditionally think of feminine as
right. Well, yeah, I feel like
soft.
Not
necessarily, but
yeah.
Okay, so where are we on time? Oh, we just got a couple more minutes here. Let's. Do you have any other projects that I've skipped over? Anything else going on currently?
No, Kaya.
This and Kaya. Okay, we're going to make sure that we do that. So what I would like to talk about, and Zuri, is it all right if we take a break slightly early? Because I got a big subject I want to, okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to jump to our break right now. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more with Sachi about how she got on this path that she's on, and my favorite part of it all, why. You're watching Center Stage on the Think Tech Hawaii digital series, and we'll be right back.
Aloha, my name is Paul Jackson, better known as PJ, and my local interest is in sports. I have my own sports radio show at KWAI AM 1080 that you can stream live. I also have my own website, pjsportsradio.com. We have live guests in studio, and we talk about discussions and topics that everyone wants to know locally here on the islands. We cover everything from surfing to basketball to whatever's going on locally, sports-wise. We try to do our best and cover the topics in depth as much as we can. Once again, thank you for joining PJ here on Hawaii Sports Update. Mahalo.
Hi, I'm Jay Fidel. That's Ted Ralston. You know, Ted is the host of Where the Road Leads. It shows every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. It's about technology. It's about how people collaborating and solve problems with modern technology. It's where the road leads. We all know that. We should all be listening. Join us there, 4 to 5 p.m. every Friday. Now, what about that do you agree with?
All of it.
I knew he'd say that. Aloha. Say aloha. Aloha. Good.
Hi, we're back. This is Center Stage on the Think Tech Hawaii Digital Series. I am Donna Blanchard, your host and proud managing director of Kumukuhui Theater. We are coming to you from Pioneer Plaza in the heart of downtown Honolulu, very near Kumukuhui Theater. And you know what? I always forget to say that you can tweet us live and we will answer your questions and respond to you. We've got one more 15-minute segment you can tweet during this segment if you'd like, and it's Think Tech HI. At Think Tech HI. Okay, so Sachi, when you're sort of a now artistic maven in the area, I think, because you kind of know everybody, and to know you is to love you. Just a sweet and very thoughtful person, and and by that I don't mean that, you know, in a conciliatory sort of way. I think that you are, you know, you bring thought to the conversation. You don't just say whatever.
Thank you.
And that's important.
Yeah, I try.
So did you grow up here?
Yeah, I grew up in Manoa, and yeah, then I went to La Pietra. I went to Waldorf first, which I think actually really helped foster my artistic and creative side very much, because they're kind of more of an arts-based school, founded on this German philosopher named Rudolf Steiner's thoughts. And then I went to an all-girls school, La Pietra, and that definitely shaped me a lot for good.
Okay.
And then I went to University of Oregon. Then I lived in Seattle. Then I came back here for a bit.
What took you to University of Oregon? Why did you choose that?
The University of Oregon was one of the few places I found that actually offered Portuguese as a language. And I really wanted to study Portuguese because I was like always so fascinated by Brazil and Brazilian music a lot. Because music really influences me, and so I really wanted to learn it. Then I actually went to Brazil for a couple months, a couple years ago.
What did you think about that?
Kind of rough. Rough? Oh, it was so amazing. It was like, I don't know, I felt like it was exactly what I needed at that time in my life. Because I feel like, I know, you know, Hawaii, it's very, like, Asian culture is a very dominant influence on our culture.
Yeah.
For good and stuff, and just for all its dynamics. But I think growing up, I felt a little bit constrained a lot. And Brazil was like, people just live life so fully, and it's like all their emotions are just like out there. If they're angry at you, you know they're angry. If they're feeling really happy.
I sometimes miss that. I'm from the Chicago area, so I'm a bit more accustomed to that than people who grew up here. I sometimes miss people who really say what's on their mind.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's
deal
refreshing.
with it later, but get it out. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to Brazil for a little while, before college or during that time?
During college.
During college, and you studied. Again, would you say those things?
Portuguese.
Portuguese, and you minored in?
Oh, well, at Oregon, I majored in geography and minored in queer studies.
Queer studies?
Yeah, queer studies.
They call it queer studies?
Yeah, I know people always are like, wait, what? Are you sure it's okay? Or they think like, oh, do you mean career studies? And
no,
no, yeah, it's kind of like a reclamation of the word, and it's kind of more of a postmodern background behind it.
Oh, okay.
Like, queer is considered like a more of a fluid identity.
I sometimes want to take that word back, because I would like to say, oh, that lamp is very queer to mean it's very, you know, because that's what queer used to mean. I kind of like that. I'm sorry, Zuri, what did you say? Oh, I said it. I'm like reading Zuri's mind now. Okay. She said something I couldn't hear. Okay, so queer studies. That's awesome. What made you do that?
Really film. Film got me into queer studies initially, because I don't know, I think like a lot of my life I was just trying to figure out who I was or what I wanted to speak or what my voice was in general. Yeah. And I just gravitated towards queer film, like Head to Begin That Great Inch, or you know that, and it's on Broadway now. Yeah, and like this one movie called But I'm a Cheerleader, or Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and Rocky Horror.
John Waters?
Yeah, John Waters stuff too, for sure, like Pink Flamingo, and he's one of my heroes totally, by the way. But I felt like in those films, it's always kind of centralizes around somebody who's really confident in who they are.
Oh.
They really, because I mean, to come out, that's like, you have to kind of know that's who you are, you know? And I felt like that was always something I really looked up to, because I mean, even this interview, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, what's my story? Like, I don't know, but yeah. So for me, queer film got me into like, what does it mean to, how strong do you have to be to?
That's your
I don't know,
story.
you know? What?
Then that is your story.
What's
That's
my
why you wanted to study that, because
Mm.
you know that is your story. That something within you that speaks to something within you. That sort of strength.
Yeah, coming out
and knowledge of knowing.
right, and knowledge and like expressing yourself. Like for me, Kia dance movement or just dance in general is really powerful to me, because I feel like I speak better or I communicate way better physically than I do verbally, kind of. So for me, dance is like the way I really totally express myself.
I get you.
Yeah.
I express myself better as another character than I do as myself. Or at
I
least,
can get that.
Or at least I got,
Yeah.
you know, that's part of the way that I learned how to express myself was via the characters that I was playing. Because they have license,
They have license.
you know. They have license to do that. My character is angry
Oh,
and
wow.
has license to express
Oh
that
my
anger.
God.
And maybe I don't necessarily, Donna doesn't feel licensed to express anger, but I learned how to do it via the characters I was playing.
Yeah. Wow. And I feel like they really we're really allowed to do way more than I think we think we can. You know.
Yeah, I read something one time. It was an interview with an actress, and I can't remember who it was, but she said that you really don't have to do anything. What you have to, you should just remember that you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to get out of bed in the morning. You don't have to brush your teeth. You don't have to, you know, we always feel like, but I have to do this. We always feel that responsibility to conform. Not that, you know, you really should brush your teeth, but you know, there are consequences for everything that you do or don't do, but you don't have to conform. You know.
Right. It's like part of it's the organizing structure of society, and like, oh, if you know, people don't brush their teeth every day, then we're gonna be hanging out with all of them. But and like be like, what's up with that? But
then dentists will get a lot more work.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the why. That's some the why of you were attracted to that sort of profound sense of the me. This is me. This is how I fit in. That you got from gay film, queer film. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just like seeing these really strong characters, like owning themselves, like getting empowered, feeling empowered to do what they wanted to do, like not having to do anything. Going back to what you said.
Okay, so what about producing then? Why does that appeal to you?
I think, weirdly enough, I think producing is, I always like getting to know every single part of anything that I'm involved in, or at least like being able to relate to every component of it so I can kind of help make things better. So producing, for me, I think it's almost like a step into me kind of knowing how to direct in a weird way, but right now, at my moment in life right now, 24, like I'm still young, and I feel like I'm still looking for my voice. And directing, I feel like when you do that, that's when you found it. So producing might be something that I'm like thinking of as like, okay, this is how I'm gonna just understand film in general more.
It's a start.
But for me, it's like it's the thing I'm the most comfortable in right now, and it's the thing that I enjoy helping people. I'm like a total people person, and like I like.
You are.
Yeah. Because I'm still looking for my strength, you know. So, so that gives me joy right now, and so. I don't know if that answers
That's
your
very
question.
interesting. Thank you for saying all of that.
Yeah,
it
okay.
is. And, you know, I think at some point you're going to find a vehicle that's going to allow you license, and I'm using that word in the same way here, to say, I'm going to direct this, and the same that we do with the news. We become more aware of what is going on because we have to.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be delivering the news this morning. I need to know what's going on in Syria or with technology. Then when you say I'm going to direct this, then you have to decide what my opinion is of this piece and where I want it to go, and that is your voice.
Yeah.
So someday you're going to just take that leap. But that's cool that you're in a producing mode for now. And there is a certain amount of megalomania that goes along with that. You want to know everything that's going on, and you want to be in touch, and you want to be controlling, and that is also a nurturing imperative.
Yeah, it's weird because I never really feel like a controlling person, but I feel like I'm able to make things work out. Like I'm a kind of a peacemaker. It's
Yeah.
But
Okay, so how do you feel if someone else is producing something and you see that they could do something better? Does it drive you insane, or do you feel like you're just going to go with the flow?
that hasn't really come up with me very recently. So I don't
Well,
know.
imagine that scenario, if you will.
Okay. I don't think it would drive me crazy. I might think that like maybe that's just the way that they work. Maybe that's if it's working, then great. But I feel like the best producers are people who are like helping channel the creative vision from the director and helping to like communicate it to everybody, but also making the logistics and the things like craft services or all that like working out.
Oh,
So I think that's,
okay.
you know.
So you're not a total control freak.
No, definitely not.
You can go with someone else's flow. I didn't hear what you said, sorry. Sorry.
But,
Sorry, stop.
Oh, okay.
She's getting involved here. Okay. So where do you want to go? What's next? What's your path?
Oh my gosh.
No, wait. Let me
Okay.
qualify this. What do you want? Not what you think your path is going to be, or where you will be going, or you deserve to be going, or you're capable of going. What do you want?
I want to like dream scenarios. I'd want to create something that I feel like only I, like, or given my experiences and stuff, could make happen, film-wise and stuff. Like maybe directing in the future, but helping to get a really good team together, getting the right people together, and making something happen. And also, I also really like experimenting with film too, and like creating different like things that are funny or just like new media stuff that doesn't really even make sense. Like I saw this one thing of someone just animating pieces of meat like falling around. I was like, hey, that's cool, but you know, it's like kind of out there. But so,
Yeah, that's kind of out there.
For me, that's really interesting. Like just playing around with the idea of like film in general and like how it affects people, because I think like film, it's such a important medium now. Like a lot of people don't even take the time to read something, but when they're at a theater, they're like, you're kind of stuck. You have to engage unless you're going to fall asleep. But yeah.
Okay, so you kind of want to carve your name in stone and say, I was here.
Maybe.
Okay, we have like 30 seconds left,
Oh.
so let's just let that be it, okay?
Okay, sure. Till next
you
time.
know, just say, I want to do something that's unique to me and make that happen, that only
Yeah.
someone with my experience could have made happen.
Yeah, I want to make a heartfelt feeling real in film.
Awesome. You do that.
Thanks, girl.
Okay, we have to wrap up now. Thank you so much for being here. I thank Sachi with all my heart for being here. I thank Zuri for letting me have her here in front of the camera. So we're thanking Sachi, our studio manager. We are also thanking Nick Sexton, who is our acting floor manager over there. Thank you very much. And Zuri, our production overlord, who is in my ear. And Jay Fidel, who somehow manages to put it all together. And thank you for being here. We'll see you again next week. We are here on, what day is this? Wednesday from 2 to 2:45. We'll see you next week. Bye.